I want to reiterate that before you jack the car up, you have to, if you're on the side of the road, you actually have to, in order to loosen the lug nuts, you have to loosen the lug nuts. Now, I don't have my bar with me, but I have a gun that I use. Usually, the lug nuts are what holds the tire on. It's 100 foot-pounds. It's a torque. Now, you don't want to pull them all the way off because the tire will fall off the car. So now I'm going to find the metal under the car and I'm going to jack it up. And I'm going to jack it until the tire is off the ground. This is called a jack stand. As I said before, you're supposed to put that under the car because this is a hydraulic jack, and sometimes jacks fail. You never use a block. You never put your car on a block when you jack it up because a block can crack. You don't put wood under your tire if you're under the car. You always want a jack stand if you're getting under the car, but today we're not going to get under the car. We're just going to take the tire off, is what we're here for. Put the jack stand under, you find the metal, the spot where it's supposed to go, and actually in your owner's manual of the car, it'll tell you where you put your jack at. Okay, we're set. Now we're going to take the rest of the lug nuts off. Okay, we'll talk about the tread. Your tread is this right here, the rubber on the tire. They have different types of tread, different tires make, but some are all seasonal radials tires. You have grooves, and these, if you're in dirt or if you're in water, the grooves in here allows the water to disperse out, so you have traction on the road. When the tread wears down, the paperwork says that a tire is good to 4/32, or you can use a penny. And you put a penny in the tread. And if you have a penny, Lincoln's head is on it. You take it and you put it in the penny in the tread, and you're able, actually it goes down to his nose, so that's good. But as it wears, if it gets down to where the top of the head is, you know you need to change your tires. Also, you want to make sure that your tire is level and don't have any chunks in it. Then know it's a good tire. And if you do have chunks, you may want to take it to a shop and have them to look at your front alignment and find out if you have any issues there with your car where parts are worn out. If you have an issue with your front end, if you have an issue with your car's front end is where you steer from, your tire can wear, where your tread can wear inside or the outside or in the center. It can also wear if you have low tire pressure. I said this one says to set the pressure at 50 pounds. And also, here's another thing that's on a tire. On a tire, you have a valve stem, a cap. It has a rubber seal in it, and this keeps the pressure, which is a valve stem in the center where you put the air in. You hear that? That's air in the tire. That stem, when you put air in it, it holds the pressure inside the tire. So this is an added piece that you put on the tire to make sure that if the stem was leaking, this could keep it from leaking. Okay, we're gonna look at the tire. Sometimes in Indianapolis, in the winter, if you hit a pothole, your rim can bend, and if it bends, it can also cause the wheel to bounce. Some wheels have weights on them. I don't see it. Okay, there's some weights right there, it balances the tire because this is rubber, this is metal. So when you take it to the shop, they will put weights. These are weights right here on the inside of the rim to balance it, to make the wheel even. Because if you don't put weights on it, it'll cause your tire to bounce. Okay, so you got weights on it.
What happens if it bounces?
If it bounces, you'll feel it in your steering wheel. Sometimes you'll feel the steering wheel jerk sometimes.
Kind of dangerous.
And the bounce can cause your wheel to wear uneven. So you don't want your wheel bouncing. You want to make sure you keep your tires at a good pressure. And that can also keep you from having flats on the road if you're going out of town. And usually before I go out of town, I'll check my tire pressure, I'll check my tires before I hit the road. And if you go to a shop and you get a oil change, sometimes they'll check your tire pressure. They'll check when they change your oil, they'll check your fluids, and that's good to have to make sure that you're safe on the road. Anything else? Let's see. The tire. Oh, your tire also lists the pressure or how much weight it can carry. Okay, maximum load is 800 pounds on this tire, but it says kilograms, but pounds is 1,764 pounds is what this tire will carry. And you have 4 tires on the car, so that would be 1,764 times 4 is what you would get. The tire also has a year that it was made. If you look over DOT, it'll say DOT 12, and this tire was made in 2019. Okay. So you want to make sure, and another thing, you want to make sure that you don't, sometimes you hit a curve and this will mess up, and it also mess your rim up. So you want to make sure you get, keep your tire pressure at 50 and check it. Oh, speaking of potholes, sometimes when you hit potholes, this will bend the inner rim, and cause the tire to damage your tire. And also sometimes it'll actually crack. It'll crack the metal from hitting a pothole. It can crack on the inside or it can crack on the outside. Okay, I'm going to show you how to mount the tire back up again. And you also, whatever you do, you should always use safety. You should never crawl under a vehicle without having the proper equipment. A jack stand to support the car. So if I was going to put this tire on, I would lean down, figure everything out the way, and I will straighten my back up and lift the tire, one hand at the bottom, place it on the wheel studs. These are lug nuts, metal. You don't want to cross thread. Cross thread would be if you put it on crooked. You want it to go on even. So you always start putting the wheel nut on by hand where it turns. Now if I put it on and it don't turn, then you know it's wrong. Or if it's hanging down, you want it even. And I always go from one side to the other. It's always good to wear gloves if you have gloves. Keep your hands from getting dirty. Once I have all of them on, I have a battery powered impact gun and I'll use it. Just snug it up. You're supposed to go across. Now that it's on even. You make sure it's on even and it's not cocked. Where if it was cocked and you put it on, you go down the road, it could come off. You'll feel a vibration. So I'm gonna jack the car back up with the jack again. Always good to look. Make sure you're in the right spot. Remove the jack stand. And when you put it on a car, this moves, the jack moves up. And you move this lever, and it drops it to remove it from the car. Make sure everything is nothing is under the tire. Lower the jack. Okay, hold on. The next thing you need to know is the torque of the wheel bolts. A proper mechanic uses a torque wrench when they do work. Usually the torque on wheel lug nuts on a car is 100 or either 90. But I'm gonna set this to 100. And a torque wrench has, this one starts at 20. It has 20 up to 100. So I'm gonna set it all the way up, and the lock, pull it down. Turn it till you get to 100. And what this is used is to stretch the studs, and that's what holds the lug nuts where they're supposed to be, is the stretch of the studs. Because this car, when you drive on it, it vibrates, and vibration can remove nuts, wheel nuts. So you want to torque it. Make sure it's torqued, so you don't go down the road feel vibration. And if you have work done and you feel vibration, you should stop at a safe place. Get your wheel bar and tighten. Make sure everything is tightened on it, so the wheel doesn't come off on the road. This is a clicker. This torque wrench is a clicker. You hear the click. That means it is set at 100 foot-pounds of torque. I'm going all the way across. And actually, there is a way to do it. You start one direction, go to the next, pull until it clicks. And then the next thing I do is I'll check. I'll go in a circle and I'll click every last one to make sure everyone is set right. By keeping your tires at the correct pressure, it causes your tires to last longer. in order to so you don't have to keep buying tires. Where another thing is if you drive your car with low tires, it can also cause the tire to wear out quicker, and it can cause accidents. So you want to take care of your tires to make sure they're correct. Your tires are used to transfer the power from the engine, from the transmission to the road. Your tires are also used to apply brakes to the road. When you match the brakes, your tires are what actually contacts the ground or the concrete, the asphalt, to cause the car to stop. Your tires are used when you steer to cause the car to go in one direction or another. So tires will move you, the tires will help stop you, and also steer. So your tires are important. Okay, thank you for looking at the video for Turning Point. This is Anthony Thomas, the mechanic. Thank you.